and a few brands, unfortunately, inventory levels being what they were. Normally we have some bigger boats in the show. I think the largest we had this year was like a 54-foot, but still impressive. I mean, don't get me wrong at all.
And let's be clear, that's not just you, Kenny. That's anybody. Nobody's got those boats, so it's nothing. No one's got them. So you guys had the biggest boats available,
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, we went out there and like I said, we put together. But that was, I will tell you, being in the industry that we are, and again the family that we are, we all came together to, I can tell you one dealer that made about 3 trips back and forth to Florida to pick up boats just so he could have them for the show.
Wow. Yeah. That's
so, yeah. And in a week's period to drive to Florida and back 3 times. I mean, that's, to me, that really says a lot of what his commitment is to, his people, his craft, and the industry in total. He was really trying to make it happen.
And respect for the show.
Yeah, you guys are bringing in, dealers from all over the country. I mean, I met, there's paddleboard guys there from California. And I mean, just, it's so interesting how this isn't just Texas or Houston. I mean, just how y'all bring people in from all over the country and how the boat industry's intertwined throughout the country. How, a lot of boat dealers, in Florida and Texas, and like you said, how they kind of have to cross state lines and do business. And so that's interesting. I can't believe someone made 3 trips, but hey,
that's awesome.
If you got boats to move and they're in Florida, you got to make moves,
Absolutely. So it's great. All the product that gets brought together. I mean, like you said, from the, a lot of people, they hear boat show and I guess that's immediately what they think, but I mean, we have canoes and kayaks and paddle boards and, a lot of toys that go along with it. And you were really one of the exciting displays of the show, actually, with that new Evo jet. Something that's never been seen before. And, again, the inventor of that was there at the show to talk to you about it.
I had the manufacturer there. That was so cool for him to come in. I'm glad you guys got to meet. Yeah.
So, I mean, it was, like I said, it at the same time of talking about the boating community and just talking about everybody, when it comes to what we did at the show, again, like I said, we all care at the end of the day about our craft and what we do, and we love the water, we love the outdoors, and a lot of people really stepped up to make this happen this year, and they had to go through extra hoops to make it happen, and they did. And so it's hard to point out any one particular thing that jumped out at us, but we hope to keep growing and making it better. We didn't get to have our kids' fishing pond, which there's a lot of good stories behind that thing too. Yeah, I can't tell you how many some phone calls that kind of broke my heart that they bring their kids out to the show, and unfortunately the gentleman wasn't able to make it this year with the fishing pond. But, people had their stories about, I caught my first fish out of this, little fishing pond at the boat show. That's and that awesome. Started their love for fishing, and it's just like, so it's stuff like that that kind of warms your heart and then kind of hurts you at the same time. But we plan on having to have all that back.
Yeah.
Hopefully in 2023, things continue to get better and, we just get, better and better as we move forward.
Oh yeah. Here, so. I think we're headed in the right direction. I think times are going to get better. And, again, more and more people are going to get, out there on the water. Boat manufacturers are going to catch up. And, so I think it's going to be a really, really good year for boating and just in general, So, I think times are changing and all the outdoor events and pool parties and boat, events are going to be happening stronger than ever. So
now we're back. But thinking about the history of the boat show and stories, and truthfully, this kind of just came into my mind. So Kenny, I'm 49, and I think when I was I don't know how old I was, I need to figure it out, but when I was a young lad, my birthday is January 2nd. My buddy's was December 21st. We had a combined birthday party at the boat show when we were kids.
Oh my God, I did not know this.
Yeah. So, we're talking probably 42 years ago or so, and I assume that it's been around that long, right? So I'm not lying, right?
No. Yeah. The boat show, the first boat show, I believe, started in 1960. 1961.
Okay,
if I'm
yeah,
not
then okay.
mistaken.
Well, then yeah, I'm yeah.
So yeah, it's been around the block a couple of times,
Yeah,
and
no,
it's
yeah.
funny you
yes.
it's funny you say that because I'm 43 myself, but my story is now my family was actually on the retail side of the boat business when I was born.
Okay.
And I was 7 days old. I was born December 28th. So
okay.
I was 7 days old when I went to my very first
Oh,
boat
wow.
show. And I've been to every boat show since until last year when
my
we weren't
goodness.
able to do it. So
Man, so you were part of the display as a newborn, huh?
God, that's an awesome
absolutely,
story.
absolutely.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's great. That's
no,
great.
I didn't know it had been that long.
No,
I knew the history was long, but wow,
Oh, yeah. No, I knew it's
7 days old. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yes, yeah,
That's
I
funny.
know it's hard for me to believe now because I don't feel 43, but I guess it catches up with you every once in a while.
Sure.
It starts in the knees.
And where did they used to host it way back in the day, in the 60s and 70s. It was over at
the Astro Arena. I
yeah,
think,
or was it the U of H stadium
sure
back then, or what was the deal with that, Kenny?
I don't remember. I'll be honest with you.
He
And
was
of course,
only
a little bit before
couple
my
days old.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Before his time.
So I don't know where the boat show originated. I do know that when the stories that I've heard, it was the same Houston Coliseum is where it was for years.
There you go.
Okay.
And then now I have a picture in my office. I wish I could have sent it to you guys because the Astrodome opened in 1965. Right. And from what I've been told, and again, this was before my time, but we were the first actual show event. They had some sporting events before us.
Sure.
But as far as an actual event, as far as a consumer event, they actually held it on the dome floor.
Oh, wow.
Its opening year back in 1965 or 66.
That's awesome.
I can't remember. So, yeah, I mean, the boat show has a lot of history. We actually have a lot of history just there at that particular property with the Astrodome. And of course, yes, we were in the Astro Hall and Astro Arena for those that can remember those buildings back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
I think my birthday party was in the Astro Arena version of the show. Yeah.
I've been to Oilers games and Astros games in the Astrodome, which seems crazy. It wasn't even that long ago, but it just seems almost like a century ago or something. It's crazy. It's like how is that even possible? It's a relic to some people.
Well, I remember how big the Astrodome used to look when you're traveling down 610. You're just waiting to see it. Now, of course, it looks like a parking garage for the new stadium.
Well, that's because half of it's like underground.
True.
So that's funny. I want to bring up a funny point that I actually brought up with Kenny earlier. Speaking of the Astrodome, so I ran into this article a while back, and so I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know if anybody ever remembers this, but apparently at the 1991 Houston International Boat Sport and Travel Show, Big Lou, I think 37 years old, who was 6 feet 7 inches tall, weighed 320 pounds, apparently casted his. Well, I'm trying to read the article here. Yeah, so he casted a rod like over the Astrodome and broke a record. So
wow.
The Astrodome is 710 feet in diameter and 193 feet high. And it looks like, I'm trying to get the facts here. Big Lou followed his dream of casting over the Astrodome in the 90s. So I'm trying to figure out the distance. I think it's like 817 feet. At the Houston Boat Show in 1991, this guy casted over the Astrodome. Oh, my God.
So not only distance, but height.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how that, I don't know what kind of, I don't know what kind of weight he had on there, but he had some type of special.
Jordan, you'd actually told me about that, and I will be honest with you. Of course, I was 12 at the time, so I should have been very aware of it because my family's always been involved with boat show for ever. And I don't remember that particular event for some reason, but yes, I went and read that article myself, and I'm just like, it's amazing to think that gentleman was able to do that. But, I don't know what he used, but he did. And he set some world record, I believe, from
Wow.
casting over the dome. So
That is amazing. And that was at the boat show.
the boat show.
What a cool deal. So it looks like we're due up to break another world record, Kenny. So we're going to have to work on that, man, and get something going, dude.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
what I mean?
Well, we've definitely
let's
got
go
to figure
for
out
it.
what this is going to be. So I'm with you on that one. So
Yeah, maybe we'll break Big Lou's record, or we'll do something completely different. But man, we can definitely pull something off. I'm sure. That sounds like that was probably a lot of fun. So
we need to find Big Lou.
Yeah. If he's still around, man, 91.
That was about 31 years ago.
A few years ago now.
Well, 91. Yeah.
I understand he's not casting anymore, but in the end of the article somewhere, it talked about he still lives. I think out in Katy. It said.
Oh wow! Okay.
Nice.
So he's still around. So
that's interesting. Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool story. Yeah. So what's next, man?
Well, I know, Kenny, when we like we've kind of talked about, we had our very first show live at the show. I guess that was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Right before the world changed.
Right. 2020.
I know when we talked to you then, you had there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon, and of course, like I said, the world changed. So I know that changes everything. But is there anything on the horizon you'd like to tease, or maybe, and I understand if not, but I guess I need to ask.
No, I actually appreciate the question, and I wish I had something for you guys right now. Again, like I said, we are in such still a state of recovery and trying to kind of regroup and get our feet underneath us. I know that we have big plans. We want to see the boat show grow again. We want to bring everything back. Yeah. We want to bring everything back to the show that it once had and more. And I will tell you that the brains sitting around the table have already started that conversation. And there are some options out there, but we just don't know which ones they're going to be yet.
Right. Sure. And that's a fair point, because it's not only the whole COVID scenario. I mean, but that obviously has been an issue up till now, but also, like you kind of alluded to a couple times, just the supply of components for boats, and so it's kind of a double-headed obstacle right now. I
Events
guess.
were changed, venues were changed, functions, banquets, things that, weddings, all these venues that have things, on dates, scheduled, and years, contracts. It was all affected the past 2 years. So, it's quite a bit of work, just Kenny working with, pulling off these just massive venues for these shows,
absolutely.
and dealing with that, administrative side. I mean, it's so much.
No, it's a tough time to be an event promoter or an event organizer, and then it's also a tough time to deal with, in the industries right now that are having the shortages. So, so I can understand the challenge.
Are you guys considering or thinking about working with the auto show next year again, or you think you guys are going to probably split ways come next year?
That conversation has begun already. I will tell you myself, it was so much fun. I mean, and Jordan, you can speak to this. John, I'm not sure. I didn't get to see you there this year, but I don't know if you got to make it.
I'll be honest, I didn't make it this
Calling
year.
him out. Fair enough.
Sorry, man.
I had some of those tickets for him. You know that.
Well, I'll be honest. I pivoted, from COVID, so I was hustling and bustling.
I understand.
Trying to keep the house.
Sure. We all have to do what we got to do. So,
yes, sir.
But I will be honest with you, man. The show was so much fun. The energy in the building was just a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, the people from the auto show that wouldn't normally, I think, come to a boat show, and again, it got to bring some excitement level up for them. And then the same way for us. I mean, I drive a car every day, and I enjoy looking at new cars. I can't necessarily always go out and buy what I want, but I definitely love going over there and dreaming and everything. So
absolutely,
I would love to do a joint venture again, just because the marriage of the two just made so much sense. I mean, like I said, most everybody's going to have a vehicle, and if you don't think boating's fun, you haven't tried it yet. That's all I can say.
For sure.
I mean, to be out on the water, it's such a freeing experience. And like I said, especially on a nice warm day and you got some nice water, and That's me. I can enjoy fishing, or I can enjoy running 40 miles an hour and just the wind through my hair, and it's a great day. So
that's a great point. It's not just about fishing. I mean, you can surf behind